Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you the difference between ACOS and TACOS for your Amazon PPC. But first, if you're new to my channel, my name is Sharon Evan and I am a 7-figure Amazon FBA seller. I'm also a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, and an Amazon FBA coach. And I created this channel so I can share cool and interesting videos like this with you guys. So if you're interested in videos on entrepreneurship and on Amazon and on brand building in general, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you can see more videos from me. So on my channel, I have a lot of videos about PPC and most of them are very in-depth. And it was brought to my attention that in one of my videos, I explained that I'm going to explain about TACOS, but I didn't end up explaining it. Now, this is something that I speak about very often on my one-on-one coaching calls, but I understand from my Facebook group that this is something that most people don't really understand and know about. So that is why I've made this video. We're about to get in my computer and I'm going to explain everything in depth. But I do want to say now that if you are not part of my Amazon FBA Facebook group, I really encourage you to join. It is called the Amazon FBA Alphas, and I share so much valuable information there, and we are such a close community. I really suggest that you join the group. And without further ado, let's get into my computer. Okay, so we are going to speak about the difference between ACOS and TACOS. So I'm going to first of all explain what ACOS is and what TACOS is, and then I'm going to explain how Amazon's algorithm works and what we should be looking at. And I hope that you come out of this understanding what really is important and what is less important. So our advertising cost of sale, which most of you will know as ACOS, is the percentage of sales that came from our advertising, so our ad spend. So how do we calculate that? The ACOS is the total ad spent, and you can see it here, divided by the total ad sales times 100. Okay, so I have an example here, and this is actually from one of my accounts, and I chose this specific account because this is the highest ACOS we've had in like 2 or 3 years. Okay, and it is because of COVID right now, but you'll understand the bigger picture shortly. So ACOS, we're going to do total ad spend. So total ad spend here is $20,909 divided by total ad sales, which is $62,000, times 100, and you have the number here, 33.64%. That is how you calculate your ACOS. Now, what does the ACOS show us? How much money came in from our advertising only. Okay, so how much money did we spend on advertising? How much money came in from that advertising only? Now, this is something that possibly used to be, I don't have insider's information on this, but I did, and most did used to think that this used to be very important for the A9 algorithm. However, last year, Amazon came in with dynamic bidding. And when Amazon came in with the dynamic bidding, I noticed that a lot of things changed, and the ACOS was not that important for the Amazon algorithm, narrowing down whose campaigns are going to actually get impressions. So I'll speak on that a little bit more in depth soon. Let's switch over to the TACOS and we'll come back to this. So TACOS is our total advertising cost of sale, meaning how much money did we spend on advertising, but how much money did we make overall, okay, from that specific account. So TACOS, total ad spent divided by total sales times 100. So in this case, it would be 20,909 divided by 395,000 times 100, and then you will have your TACOS. So why is your TACOS so important, and a lot more important? It should be more important to you than your ACOS. So let's remember that there are different stages of PPC, right? There's launch, there's brand awareness, and there's scale. Other people may have other things that they, phases of PPC. I have launch, brand awareness, and scale. That is my phases or stages of PPC. And at the end of the day, our PPC is there, our advertising is there, especially obviously at launch, to push our organic ranking, to push our organic sales. That is the point. When we're at brand awareness, we may already be getting a whole lot of obviously organic sales, and what we're looking for is just to be seen more and more. But at the end of the day, it's to push our sales. But we don't want to only be making money from our advertising. We want our PPC to push our sales organically. So why am I telling you this? Because this 20,000 has helped me to make this almost 400,000. It's past 400 now because I actually made this presentation and took this screenshot for somewhere where I'm speaking for Branded by Women. So I made this on the 27th. Today is, I think, already the 2nd or the 3rd of May. We're past, I think, like 410 already. Okay, but the point is that if we look at these numbers, this 20K, 21K almost, helped us to get to here over the last 3 years of this account, or 3.5 years of this account. So what I'm getting at here is that you should be looking at your TACOS more than your ACOS. ACOS today is showing you how well your ads are performing on an advertising level only. It's not going to show you how much you're actually performing overall. Now, I'm going to give you another example which may help you to understand. So let's pretend that we're in a store. When you go into a store, you have shelves, right? Different shelves with products. Usually the store will put the best sellers or the products that they want to get rid of, it depends on which one, in the most visible place, which is usually at eye level, at the front, at the eye level. And usually the products that are at the bottom of the shelf or at the back of the shelf, so for example, I chose a specific image because you have different colors and different products here in different rows, right? The ones at the very back, if you can see my mouse moving, they can hardly be seen, but the ones that are over here can be seen. Now on Amazon, it's just the same, only that it's digital shelving. You may hear me say this a lot in my PPC videos or in my Facebook group, the Amazon FBA Alphas. So now you know what I'm talking about. On Amazon, we want to have as much digital shelving as possible. Now, when you're just launching, you're going to be like those products over here at the very back. You're going to be on like page 50, 60, whatever, maybe 4 or 5, doesn't matter. You're not going to be visible. And that is why your advertising comes in. That's why we do this PPC. Originally, when we're launching, we want to make sure that we're getting as much visibility as possible in order to push our organic sales. So you're going to see over time, your TACOS should be going down. Your TACOS, your total advertising cost of sales. You could be in a situation where your ACOS is a little bit higher or a little bit lower or stays the same, but you should see that your TACOS is consistently going down a little bit, meaning you should have more and more organic sales over time. That is what your PPC is there to do, to help you to push your organic sales. So at the end of the day, when you hear me speaking about TACOS, your TACOS is the most important thing. Now, if you're in my Amazon Facebook group, which you can see here, the Amazon FBA Alphas, you may see me and Stuart, who is my moderator, put tacos, like literally like images of tacos that you eat. And this is why, because when we speak to each other about our PPC, we're always speaking about our TACOS. We're not speaking about our ACOS, because the ACOS is not really a factor. Now, you may be watching this now and be like, what? I shouldn't be looking at my ACOS? Yes, you should be looking at your ACOS, meaning you do want to see how your ads are performing and then go in and understand, do you need to be making changes? But the most important thing is your TACOS. So I'm going to give you an example. There is a woman who I coached for a few months. And when we first started our coaching, her ACOS, I can't remember the exact numbers, so I'm going to make it up, was, let's say, 50%. And her TACOS was, let's say, 20%. And during our calls, her ACOS did not go down dramatically. It went down to like, I don't know, like 5 or 6%. But her TACOS went down a lot. It went down to like 7 or 8%. And that was the most important thing. And once I had showed her that, she understood that the PPC campaigns were doing exactly what I was trying to get them to do, which was to push her organic sales. So when you're thinking about your ACOS, remember that the most important thing at the end of the day is your TACOS. Now, you may have seen I made a step-by-step PPC tutorial about 9 months ago, which is still very much relevant. I'm going to put the link up to it now if you haven't watched it. very much relevant. And I say there that you should not be attributing your ad spend to your ad sales, but rather your overall sales. And then I write in brackets, I think it's like half an hour in, I say it there. I write in brackets that I'm going to speak about it later. And then when I was being asked to make the tacos video, I realized that I never actually spoke about it there. So this is what I meant in that video when I say that you should not be attributing your ad spend to your ad sales. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're getting more organic sales because your PPC is helping you to get there. Right? So I know that this specific account that I've showed you guys as an example is an older account. So it may not be fair because it's not something that's new. I don't have something that I've only just launched. Now, some of you may have different brands and in the same account. For me, every single one of my brands has a different account. So it is easy for me to do this. If you sell different types of products and you want to see what your tacos is per product, it's very easy. You just go in and you have a look at your reports and you have a look at how much you sold for a specific product, and then you look at the campaigns for that specific product and you do this. The total ad spent for the campaigns that is for that product and your total sales from that specific product for that period of time. And then you're going to get your tacos per product. But if you have an account where the advertising in that account is all for the same brand, then you should be looking at the total. Because, for example, I do a lot of sponsored brand ads. Okay, and that is something you only have once you're brand registered. And for my sponsored brand ads, I'm sending them to my Amazon store. And once I go to my Amazon store, I'm going to try and upsell a few products because all of my products will complement one another. So maybe a PPC click got them to my store and they ended up buying 4 or 5 products, for example. And from this specific brand, it definitely can happen because there's so many products that are complements to one another. Maybe not 4 or 5, maybe 2 or 3, but you get the point. So remember that your PPC is pushing your organic ranking, and that is why you should be looking at your tacos, your total advertising cost of sales, and not just your ACOS. Now, for the people who are going to start asking questions about, but doesn't Amazon's algorithm look at the ACOS? Amazon changes its advertising algorithm all the time. So from what I know, around 2 years ago, the ACOS did matter for the algorithm. But I also know that since Amazon bought in dynamic bidding last year, the algorithm's changed, and you may have a terrible ACOS, but your click-through rate is high and your bidding is much higher, and you will win the impressions, while someone who may have a really good ACOS, but they're not bidding as aggressively. So if you're going to ask me, well, does my ACOS matter for the algorithm? From what I know and from the people and from the connections that I have, I know that Amazon's looking at everything on a campaign level, and it's looking more at the click-through rate and the bid rather than the ACOS. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't look at your ACOS at all. You should look at the ACOS on the level of how well are you performing. But it's way more important to look at your tacos, because if your ACOS is, let's say, 100%, but your tacos is 10%, then it's not as bad as you think. You're not actually losing money. A lot of people send me a message and say, I'm just losing money every day. And then I go in and I have a look and I'm like, no, you're not. You're just using right now your PPC for brand awareness. So your ACOS may be higher, but that PPC is helping you to get more organic sales and you're still making money because look at your tacos. So something else that you can also look at is your orders. So if, notice here, we've got PPC orders of 2,303, and then you've got here all orders, so that's the PPC and organic orders, of almost 14,000. So almost 12,000 of our orders were organic, and only 2,300 were from PPC. That is an ideal situation for anyone. And you also want to make sure that you're looking how many orders came in. It's just another way of looking at it instead of percentages. How many orders came in from my PPC and how many orders came in total minus the total from your PPC. And then you're going to see how many orders you had organically. And if over time you're getting more and more organic sales, your PPC is doing exactly what it should be doing. So this is what the tacos is compared to your ACOS. Make sure that you're looking at your tacos. That is the most important number and not your ACOS. And if you have any questions about this subject, sometimes it can be a little bit complicating, feel free to ask questions down below. Know that I also do one-on-one coaching for anything private label and Amazon related, so you are welcome to book a one-on-one call with me. I'm going to put the link to my coaching down below. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It really helps me to grow this channel and for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're not inside of my Amazon FBA Alphas group, what are you waiting for? We have built a really great community, and I invite you to join our community. And if you haven't checked out my PPC playlist, I'm going to put it up now. You should see it and click on it and go and watch that, because it's really in-depth, free information. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.